Hey everyone, Charlie here. Welcome to another episode of One Cuppa Japan. If you are new to the series, this is basically a walk and talk long form blog where I just, not a blog, a vlog where I just go places with a cup of something in hand. Today is jasmine tea. And just kind of talk to you about the things that are on my mind and hopefully show you a piece of Japan that you haven't seen before. Today, to be honest, I don't actually know where I am, at least not by name. Geographically, I am well aware. But as you can see, we're at a shrine. As I've shown you before, a lot of these also do double duty as like playgrounds for kids and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. Really warm day. Spring has really taken hold here recently. So everything sort of, as you can tell, has sort of exploded in greens. And there's a Japanese maple over here, which is a nice red color, right? So, a really beautiful day. I'm glad to be back for another One Cuppa to talk to you guys. Let's let this car go past so I don't die. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the city, because as you see, and the reason why this old woman ahead of me is driving so slow is because the roads here are really like thin, and so, well, that's not it, but they're thin, and the houses here are really close together, and a lot of them, as you'll see, sort of unfolding around me as I go. I hope I'm not going down a dead end street. That would be awkward. But yeah, a lot of the houses here are in a very old style. Not a very old style, but an older style, you know. It's really pretty. So I always love coming down here to bike and walk. I've almost died down here a couple times just because the roads are so thin. This is what I mean, like this little alleyways with irrigation running through them, and this old woman's having a hard time, so I guess we'll go this way. So just look how pretty this is though, right? Not sure what kind of flowers these are. I'm not much of a flower expert myself. But yeah, it's just sort of like this pretty little walkway, right? But anyhow, let's get to the topics of the day. No. Recently, and I am sad to have to inform you all of this, but recently it was brought to my attention by a pack of mean little children that my hair is thinning. And so, you know, of course, I would like to tell you that upon hearing this, right, that I just shrugged it off as kids being kids, and if you know anything about kids, they can be kind of cruel, right? Sort of unknowingly cruel, I think, a lot of the time, especially like this bunch of kids. They're 10 years old, and to them, they're just pointing out something that they think is funny. I would have a hard time believing anything about it was malicious, right? But anyhow, so they said this, and I would have so liked to shrug it off, but it really struck me, you know, it really struck me. One of them took my phone out of my drawer during class and took a picture and showed it to me, and yes, sure enough, my hair is thinning out a bit on top because, well, I'm gonna be 30 next year. I guess technically I am 30 now, really, well, anyway, you know, so this was shown to me, and I have to tell you, if you've been watching this channel for any period of time, you know that like I really like my hair. I just really like my hair, you know, and that's been like a thing on this channel too, is like Ra's al Ghul, for example, has made references many times to my basically having Superman hair, because it used to be that I would have like a curl that would hang down in front, sort of like the S curl, but you know, admittedly it hit me really hard, and like the day when I heard this, it was the day before I was set to go meet Emily of Emily aka Wikipedia, and Mel of Nippon Culture Quest, and a bunch of other cool people down in Osaka for like the day after the Osaka Hanami. And so of course when I met Mel and I met Emily, I was like, oh guys, I have to tell you, my hair's thinning, and I'm sure I probably told them more times than I can count, and really it's not all that bad. Let's see, you guys can take a look and judge for yourselves. There's one more look, right? And so, but yeah, like that weekend, like I was real like upset about it, and I drank a lot that weekend, and you know, I thought a lot about it, to the point where like the next couple days after I heard about it, like I kept taking pictures of my hair, like couldn't believe it was true that my once youthful full hair was like thinning, right? And then, so anyway, all of this is to tell you that it was just really, it was hard for me. Probably for like the first week, maybe even 2 weeks. Check this out, you can see how quickly all this sprung up. This just looks to be, yeah, this is just wheat. Looks just like home here because this is what we grew all the time around our houses. Not us, but the farmers who owned the fields around my house growing up. And not around here so much, but there are a lot of rice fields now which are now being cleared up, like this one here. It's being soaked. It's being soaked to make ready for the baby rice plants here. Probably in just a couple weeks, I would imagine. Then they'll be harvested in October. But anyway, the reason why I bring this up, of course, is not to sort of lament my own sort of inevitable loss of youth, right? It's just thinking about it, and after having been upset about it, I don't know, I feel like I'm more positive about it in that, I guess, how to put it, I guess I'm glad that I'm here now. Is this thing on? Is it? Yes, it is. Okay. I'm here now doing this thing that I love, right? And pardon me if it gets pretty loud here in a second because we're going over a tunnel. And if we get like a truck or something through here to go like, bah! You know, all crazy like. But, you know, I'm just... As promised, hang on a sec, we'll get out of here and then continue with our regularly scheduled program. But yeah, I'm really thankful to be here and now and doing something that I really love to do, you know, and having these experiences and you know, I think it would have been last year on my birthday, the first birthday I spent in Japan. I was turning 20, Christ, was I turning 28? I must have been turning 28. But, you know, and saying like, I never wanted to wake up and be old and realize that I hadn't done anything that I wanted to do or live the life that I wanted to live. And so at least for now, this is the life that I want to live. And so anyway, all this to say, like, yes, the inevitable is happening and I'm getting older, of course. I mean, I don't think I'm wrinkling yet, but give it another year probably. And yeah, but anyhow, yeah, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Now check out how beautiful this is out here, right? Now these yellow leaves here are nanohana. I've talked about these before, but these are like the subject of so many like Japanese country and folk songs. Like enka. Woo, hello bee. Bees are out here gathering the pollen. And just look at all the different colors, right? You've got your white, you've got your purple, you've got your, what is that, a pink, a magenta, a yellow. Gotta love spring here. Absolutely love it. And the reason we are out here today is because I wanted to show you guys this. Now I unfortunately didn't make it out to this part of the city during when the cherry blossoms were in full bloom. But as something is crawling on me, as you can see, I think just along the river up here, right, there's just a stretch of trees, and they're all cherry trees. And so during that small stretch of time when the cherry blossoms are in full view, that's where you can go and just get such an amazing experience, just sort of biking through there. Like if you bike through there and just get sort of snowed upon, I think is how Shivers in Japan had sort of explained what happens just a few days after the sakuras bloom, and it's just like this snow, this really thick snow of cherry blossom petals. It's really, really beautiful, but Anyway, I love it out here. This is like I said, probably my favorite part of the city, both here and back where we were, those old houses. I'll show you when we go through there. We can go through there again later if we have time. But anyhow, before we get on our next subject, I want to show you this. So Sabae, the city, is famous for kind of two things. One is lacquerware, right? That's what this bowl is. So we just crossed this bridge, as you can see here. And yeah, this is supposed to be representative of Echizen lacquerware. Echizen is what this region was known as many, many moons ago. So that's one thing, right? Is our lacquerware, our bowls and whatnot. And then over there, I think you can see, on that side is a pair of glasses. And we're on the wrong side of this mountain right now to be able to show you the big, big, big sign, but at nighttime there's a sign lit up that says Sabai with a giant pair of glasses next to it over on that side of Moju-san here, the mountain. But anyway, this last weekend I had a chance to meet a friend of mine whom I originally met because of YouTube. It would have been 2015 when I first went to Nagoya, and I met like Lisa sometimes and Pickles de Gaijin and Tomoko. And at that time was when I made a video of us going to karaoke in Nagoya. And at that time, also in that karaoke video, is a guy by the name of Alex from Norway. And basically what had happened is he basically wanted to go and meet up with Tomoko the same day that I was meeting up with her, so we just sort of met by chance, you know. And I've been sort of in contact since then, like every now and then we talk through the YouTube comments or on what have you. And so he came to Fukui, I think probably expecting it to be a little bit more exciting of a place than it is. And here's this line of trees I was talking you about. Now we're under here. This line of cherry trees. Now they're just in their full, like, gorgeous, like, emerald stage, aren't they? And let's just take a minute to soak in and appreciate all this. Just all around, it's green and gorgeous. And it is a hot day, but luckily it's not terribly, how should I say, like, it's overcast, you know? I mean, blue, but a bit cloudy and foggy, so it's not like I'm gonna get a terrible burn. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going, but really, really, really nice, pleasant day. And so Alex, my friend Alex, I went to meet him in Fukui City on Saturday night, and this whole sort of like insane night unfolded, which I'm actually going to make a separate video about because it warrants its own video. But the reason I bring it up is because, you know, he's curious about whether there's a life for him over here or anything like that. And so one of the questions he was asking was, what did he ask? He asked me, how I deal with feeling like an outsider every day. And, you know, it's not something I think about constantly, although I'd be lying if I said I don't think about it at all. But of course, yeah, I do. You know, there are times where, how should I say, you're allowed to forget sometimes, right? Especially, like, if I go to work, when I go to my local convenience store, I go back to work, and then afterwards I go to my izakaya, right? The place I always go to. And in those times, I don't feel like an outsider, right? Because my coworkers and my friends, my drinking friends and my friends, the people who know me at the convenience store, like we talk, people know me, and so it's just like I'm a matter of fact, right? I'm a matter of fact, I'm a matter of life. And this giant carp streamers, sign of the season. It's beautiful. I actually want to get some from I want to get some from the dollar store and hang them from my like little the laundry pole outside my window, but I feel like that'd be a little ridiculous. Anyhow, so yeah, a lot of the times I'm sort of like, I forget my difference, you know? To a certain extent, of course, you know, I speak Japanese like an asshole, but I'm working on it. But the question really struck me because there are many reasons I talked about a long time ago. Why Japan? Why did I come to Japan? You know, and I don't know if this is any reason necessarily to do with why I came to Japan, but there's a reason why I left America. You know, and to be honest, I felt like an outsider in America for many reasons. You know, I don't subscribe to sort of normative ideas of what America is in the world, or I like America. I grew up there, you know, there's some things I love there, my family's there. The food culture there I really love, and there are many, many things I like about the country, but I felt just as much, if not more, of an outsider there as I do here, you know, than I do here. And the thing is about that I guess I would rather live in a place where, like, I look differently, right? Like, I'd rather be in a place where the fact that I'm like a 30-something white guy with thinning hair, the pain, is what sets me apart. You know, the language is what sets me apart. I can fix the language to an extent. You know, I can't change what I look like, and that's sort of okay, right? But on the other hand, we're gonna go get another view here before we head into the more residential area. Maybe we'll actually cross the bridge. I've never actually gone across the bridge here before, I don't think. But so we walk, there's another tiny, tiny, tiny little shrine right here through the trees. Magnolias. You can just stink of like that kind of sickly sweet scent that magnolias have. Beautiful though. But here's Jesus Christ, there are a lot of large flying creatures here. That's the bridge we were at before, and that's actually back towards where I live in Sabae. But and here's the other side, right? We're just a little bit closer now. And over there, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a, let's see if I can do this. So here, come on, right, if we trace this line here, and then over here, this sort of darker greener patch, the patch that's in the foreground, versus that sort of foggy bit in the background there. We were to go over there and up. There's a really nice hiking trail, but it takes forever to get to, and I'm trying to keep the length of these One Cuppas a little bit shorter. And anyhow, do I want to cross this bridge? Yeah, what the hell. That'll be our view of the countryside. No! The return to the spider web. But anyway, back to the topic, Chuckles. And I can just see a spider web just trailing off the camera. So, the bit about feeling like an outsider, right? So, yeah, it's okay for me to feel different. And in fact, I wanted that feeling of the other, right? To be honest, my search for that was a little bit foolish. It was back when I thought like, it was back when I guess I was reading a lot of Thoreau. And first I should point out, I don't think Thoreau's all that great. I think he, like many of his peers, is sort of categorized as Western canon, as just basically as a matter of fact, because he was a dude writing during the time. He had some important ideas and important contributions we don't need to get into, but anyway, not the point. So at the time, you know, I was reading Walden. Basically, he went and lived in the woods for a while and was like, yo man, I need to get away from the world, and you know. And at first it was this feeling like he didn't have anything to do with his fellow man, right? And then eventually what he came to discover by going away there is that, you know, actually, oh my god, actually, like, no, that experience sort of made him appreciate his fellow man more. Anyway, but so I wanted like that experience of not having any idea where I was or what I was doing, and I wanted that feeling of being disconnected. I'm so grossed out right now. I wanted that feeling of being disconnected and having to find my own connection and coming to appreciate and having to come and appreciate those things more, right? So here's another one of the rice fields that they're preparing. It's like glass though, isn't it? And a muddy glass, admittedly, but and so I came here, right? And in a lot of ways, and this is something that's been confirmed for me many times, is that I am more in line philosophically with Japanese people than I am with American people. Of course, there are things that are always going to make it very clear that I am American and not Japanese. My loudness, for example, and things like that. But here is a cemetery. It's interesting, right? Because the cemetery is just right out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by these gorgeous fields. But anyhow, so to answer the question at hand as to how I deal with being an outsider all the time, it's just not, it's not different, you know? It's like, you know, it was, here it's hard for me to be sort of like in the us side of the equation of the us and them because of how I look. That's something that you can just sort of, you can get over, you know. But fundamentally, I think if you have like these huge differences of ideology, or you have like these huge differences of, you know, basically how you see the world and how you, particularly in America, how you see where people who are from other places who have other ideas and things like that, like, it's sort of you just can't win. And so I was an outsider there in some ways, and I'm an outsider here in some ways, so that's that. And like I said, it's part of the adventure, so anyhow, I feel like I've probably done that topic to death. Now, the last thing I want to talk about here on this episode of One Cuppa is I have been sort of craving an outlet to do more regular sort of video content in the style of vlogs. And I don't know if sort of making more regular videos that are more vloggy in nature, and I want to be doing this every day because I just know myself well enough to know I don't have the discipline for that. If that would mean that, could there be a One Cuppa and a vlog series at the same time? I don't know, but anyway, I put it to you guys because I'd really like to be interested in that, something I'd like to see. I have these black... the most manly sound ever uttered. Whatever. There's so many of them though, eh? But yeah, I put it to you guys to see if you'd like to see more like day-to-day things within reason, because my life doesn't really support like super exciting daily content, I guess. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is more regular content to allow me to share more of like who I am, and sort of, instead of just like more topical videos, because usually, right, if I make videos, it's like teaching in Japan, X question, or some topic, right? Very, very topical. But I don't know. We would see what form they would take. I'm sure there'd be some kind of insanity because I'm just a nutcase. But on that note, as we near the end of our cuppa here, I will leave you guys with that question. And I put it to you before I go to please, once again, if you have any questions which you would like answered in the next episode of One Cuppa, or probably probably after 2 episodes of One Cuppa. But I'd really like to do another Q&A style episode, because you guys seem to really enjoy that, and I really enjoy being able to talk to your interests, your curiosities more directly. That was really fun for me, and it seems you guys had a lot of fun with that episode too, so please let me know those comments, or those questions either in the comments for this video, or on the Facebook page, or over on Twitter, or over on Tumblr. Wherever you want to send them is fine by me. Hashtag them with One Cuppa if you're on Twitter though, because if there's a lot, it makes it easier for me to find them like a week from now, right? So on that note, guys, thanks always for watching as we take our last sip. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks always for watching. Cheers.